Welcome, my friends, to another episode of Journal Entry. It is my reflection of the past week, I suppose, and what's going on in the Journal of the Scots world each week. And this is the last episode, I promise, of a full BrickWorld review. I've done the last few videos. Well, I didn't do anything this weekend. Now I'm burning the midnight oil. This has been a rough catch-up week. I've fully decompressed from BrickWorld Chicago, and now it's time to kind of do the final once over, and then I'm putting everything away to next year. And I've got all these ideas cooking in my head, positive vibes. I really love the mock aspect of building. Now I'm almost thinking like sets aren't that fun anymore, although I do want to build a lot of really cool sets. I've got a huge backlog, so don't worry. The backlog is full. The parts collection has grown. The passion for Lego is even higher, and I still love Star Wars, but then I also have really started to I'm going to fully collect the CMF series. So I'm bound and determined, and let's see how I've done. So I'll do a separate video around the hauls from BrickWorld Chicago. Sorry, so there'll be one more video left. I'll kind of showcase BrickWorld Chicago in a nutshell here. The big thing is that when you arrive, you get the catalog, you get a bunch of advertisements. So why not, this is a channel. We should, I am not sponsored by any of these folks. Canada First Bricks, never heard of them. They look pretty cool. Crazy Bricks, that's one of the, if you brought this in, you would get one of their creature legs. That's kind of cool. I didn't take advantage of that. Whoops. There was the Brick Sifter. I think if you are a regular buyer or procurer of the of random Lego, so if you're a reseller of Lego and you buy like full bins, this would be a fantastic way to sort because it allows you to do small, medium, large. If you buy, there's one variety that's just like medium and small, I think, or large and small, but you could essentially shake it out and you get to the small pieces, which could really help. If it's sorted by color, that'd be next level, and by actual part type. But it is kind of annoying when you're trying to sort and there's like big pieces mixed with small pieces. So I had heard that they sold out of those things. So hopefully that's an item that kind of kept their booth in business. And then I'm sure they promoted their so it's called Best Craft Organizer. Sorry, I'm doing a bad job. So, but I think I'm gonna keep this, so it's worth for them to advertise because the prices for them seemed really reasonable, and I could see myself if they come back next year and have some of the prices that they have, I would measure out and I would replace this IKEA stuff with at least one. So if I could go here to here with the brick organizer stuff, and then maybe go shelving up here, and then the rest of this can remain like the IKEA stuff for the family to deal with. That would be the way to go. And they come with these really interchangeable trays, so it's very much kind of has the Acro. It's different than Acro, but it has kind of the same concept of Acromill. It seemed like it was pretty well put together. So if anybody has any commentary around Best Craft Organizer, that was pretty solid. Brick Chest, I don't remember where I got some of my hauls from, but Brick Chest was out there. There's a lot of minifigures. There's a lot of the same minifigures, tons of clones out there. The prices on minifigures were not cheap. Then there was Bricks and Minifigures advertisement. I got another Bricks Best Craft. Let's see here. There's a really weird one around the minifigure club. I don't really understand that. It was Father's Day weekend, so I got a card. Then you get this in every one. There's all sorts of sponsors for this event, which is pretty amazing. And it's really a pretty comprehensive booklet. Goes through all the different set drafts, So, and I did 2 of those, and then I did a minifigure draft, which was really neat. The Alien Pack, the Alien Planet Habitat. So, pretty cool. Practice set draft. Huh. They have a practice one. I don't remember doing that. I don't know if I would have needed it because this was my second and third parts draft ever. And it just goes over. You can even kind of create your own schedule. It was pretty nice. It's nice to have this, although I will say the app was pretty good. So, and then this is kind of remnants of my display. I had the Journal of the Scots, QR code, the YouTube, and Instagram. So if you're new to the channel, I need your support, because if I'm going to keep building mocks, one of the things that is apparent is it's expensive. And it's not that I would really make any money or even be able to recoup really much of the price, but at least a little something could help. So anything you can do to support the channel, I very much appreciate it. For the handful of folks that are regulars, you're the best. You're awesome. And then Instagram, I've been doing a little bit more. One of the things I found is that people were more inclined to go to your Instagram than they were to go to your YouTube. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. Unless you're a real influencer and you're meeting your fans, but you're not really adding subscribers, it's not like it won't hurt, because I think being at these shows, you get noticed. And so maybe if this video is suggested to another BrickWorld Chicago participant, they'd be like, oh, I remember. Maybe they won't, but maybe they'll be like, oh, you were there. So, and I don't know, maybe they'll see this and be like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So anyways, so this is fun, and now I have it. I don't need to get rid of this. I can, you can just like scan it, do it. So yeah, that's kind of fun. That was cool. Then in the packet came these tomato soup color. I don't know. This is a new color within Lego, and it's kind of this like off red, again, like almost like an orangish tint. Very interesting. So we got a little packet of these. That's one of the things you do get, is some really nice parts. They're really odd, but like this part right here, I don't know, it's really kind of an odd part, and it's in the new collection. I don't know, I always ruin this color scheme. It's not, I forget, it's not like teal or something like that, but whatever. Then I was a volunteer, so that's something that I feel like it's an important part to kind of get to know people, and met plenty of people, although my job during the event was to just sit there by myself. So it didn't play to the idea of networking with others. But what I would say, and shout out to anybody that I was able to help, I was directing people, which was really interesting, that I was able to actually help a couple people out. Sometimes people just need a little bit of a help, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I really learned a lot. So now I've been in the registration. I've done the registration desk. I have also done the display, or showing people where to go. And so maybe next time I'll have to do more of some of the other things, like delivering tables, or maybe the stanchions, which they kind of cordon everything off so the public isn't right on top of the different displays. So the more you learn, the better you get as both a participant, and you just feel good about being part of the BrickWorld community. So with your volunteering, it doesn't go fully unrewarded, so I appreciate that to the BrickWorld staff. I was able to receive these parts. They're all very unique. They are some of really those kind of like finishing / almost like castle, I think, type style parts. Some of it's like foliage, and I would say this is really, really valuable. This is definitely like $2, $3, maybe even $4 or $5 worth of parts. It's no slouch from being a volunteer. So very much appreciate these cool parts. that are probably not that common, I don't think. So that's pretty awesome. Then moving on, I did do a figure draft. So this is one that I'll be able to kind of really showcase out. This is CMF 26. I do want to complete this set. So here's I got my set instructions. Let's see how I did. I got the alien chef guy. I forget the name of this one. The purple, this purple club is like an amazing part. And again, I spoke about this on the last video, but we separated when we arrived. I didn't realize it was going to be a true parts draft. Some of us, there were 6 of us that decided. So shout out to those who wanted to do the full figure draft versus a parts draft. So they literally would take like the hairpiece, and you could have gotten 20 of those hair pieces. So for mock builders who are really looking for very interesting parts, this was a pretty incredible draft. However, I'm trying to complete the series, so it would have been hard to do that draft. It would have like literally ripped my soul out on, trying to complete it. I would have had to rebuy it all over again, and I spent like $30 on these to kind of get into the draft. So I was all about the complete figures. Then there's the M-Tron guy. This goes into the backpack. M-Tron guy. Then we've got the alien tourist right here. He fell off his thing. The base plates are pretty interesting and funky too. I wonder if that was part of the parts draft. Then there was this purple alien, an Aliens throwback, or the UFO series throwback. Pretty wild, pretty cool. Let's get that, and then the flying saucer dude. Really, one of the highlights of this is the print of the torso has kind of like a galaxy print, so you could interchange that. But it is really neat how he's got this flying saucer piece is really neat too. So I imagine this, and then the head from him with the green smiling face, pretty unique. I'd say some of the faces are pretty unique on these. So in the draft, it was really interesting because I do have the alien space baby already. And so now that was 6. This makes 7. I did also do a thing. This is one reveal I will do, because I went to Bricks and Minifigs and did a thing and got the space girl with her Frenchie, kind of like alien Frenchie. I had to get this one, and it was probably slightly overpriced, but what I should tell the story is that I had gotten the I was looking for, at least I kind of thought, so at the BrickWorld Chicago we spun a wheel, and then it would be they would give you a coupon or some award based on what you spun on the wheel. And what I got on the wheel was a free small pick-a-brick cup from Bricks and Minifigures, but you had to kind of go over to the store. So it was a pretty smart idea because it's generating traffic, right? Because they were launching the new Schaumburg location, which opened in like April, but they kind of wanted to drive some new traffic, and it really just helped all the Bricks and Minifigure stores. So as long as it was a participating Bricks and Minifigure, so most of the ones in the region were participating, then you could go over to the store and get, so if you won small pick-a-brick, one of them was a free fig. I'm sure there was like a maximum value. That would have been cool because I would have been able to get this free. But the way I looked at it was like, hey, they kind of did me a solid by giving me a free small Pick-a-Brick cup, which, why don't I reveal that? We'll reveal it out. What else? What is this? I guess they gave me another free minifigure. This is kind of weird. I know I didn't purchase this. Is this real? Yeah, it's real Lego. Huh. Well, that's pretty cool. There we go. So we got a free random minifigure. Maybe it was just a random throw-in. Oh, maybe he felt bad because I was like sitting there for 20 minutes. Because they couldn't figure out the code to give me my free Pick-a-Brick cup. But anyway, so I'd gotten the free Pick-a-Brick cup. It's worth, I think they were doing these for like maybe like $6 to $8, something like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm having fun. I really appreciate them. I do want these. I wanted to collect these really bad. I had a couple bucks to spare, so I went ahead and kind of paid a premium to knowingly now have 8 out of the 12. So I have currently 8 out of the 12. I also did a thing at the Lego store, which we'll get to in a second. But here are all of the parts at the Bricks and Minifigs, I should say. One of the things I should say about it was a very vast array, so you could spend some serious time and money going through there. I didn't find anything that really kind of jumped out at me. One of the things that I would say is that there were some partial sets that I think just for a lack of, it's probably cost effective for them just to throw the set in there and let people pick it apart and put it in the Pick-a-Brick cups than to spend the labor to recertify that set. So I think those are conscious decisions that they make. Be like, hey, in this load that we just bought off of Facebook or wherever they procure, or through estate sales and different things, I'm sure they're going through those. Once they kind of get that inventory, some things are just natural, just kind of fix them up and then really easy, but some things are probably like super partials and things like that are just not going to really add value, or it would cost too much to kind of build it up, so they just kind of throw it in this bin, and you just don't know what you're going to get. A lot of these parts are like pretty fresh, pretty brand new, don't really look like they've been beat up. They've just maybe put together one time, and so I just kind of bolstered my collection with parts that I just kind of see frequently that I need. So this will be fun to sort out, so stay tuned. I'll do a sorting video for that. Sorry, Will Harper. We gotta wait on that sorting. We'll do a sorting party just like that. Let me put these away down here. A couple of the extra spares, just all these small spares. I think that's a killer, trying to do all that, get those going. 2 figures that I did. One of the things I really like to do at BrickWorld Chicago is really hunt down. I think last year I was able to score Kane and Jarrus, which was really neat. I think I got him for like 18 or 20 bucks, which his value, the value of Star Wars figures, it's like going through the roof. And so a couple characters, I've had my eye on them. In fact, I think I've put them as favorites in my Mercari wish list, if you will. Was this, I think he's just like an Unker Thug, kind of, or Brute or Thug or something like that. This figure came in one of the Star Wars books. I think it was either a visualizing or a visual dictionary or something along those lines, that I'm really not interested in the book. However, I did have this book on my list because I wanted to get this figure because he looks like a kind of a really fun alien to have. to put in my mock. In fact, I put him into the Tatooine mock. So he is kind of like one of those, shady characters that's now, a character within Lego. So I was able to grab him for a reasonable price. I think both of these were either... I think they were $6. He may have been $8. I've seen him as high as $10. This is Rebolt, and he is on the solo chase set. So with Moloch and then Rebolt, and I just think he's a cool side character. Really not really a big deal. You only see him for a second, but it's kind of like one of those things to just get extra characters within the Star Wars universe. And make sure to get him while... I mean, the price is not going to go down on him. He was fairly common, but and is probably one where people are willing to part ways with. But, I don't want to pay $20 down the line for him. I'd rather pay $10 or $8. I think it was $8 now than pay $20 later for a character I really don't necessarily need. But this was a cool get, and this will save me... Because I think getting the book would have cost me $15 to $20 easy. Plus the shipping is not cheap. And again, do I really want to buy him separately and pay extra for shipping? So it's worth it paying $1 or $2. Because the going rate on these guys is probably $6 to $8. And so I thought that was kind of a fair score. So I really didn't score anything like super spectacular. Like a Jedi or a Sith or anything really notable. But what I would say is that I spent my dollars on the CMF series. Again, picked up the Alien Girl so I could get my collection up to 8. Let's do this. Should we see what's inside? Let's go see. Then I went to the Lego store at the very end. Got the pab wall. We'll do a sorting video separate. Oh, I should before we'll save this to the haul for sure. Sorry. And here are my name cards. So I had the Tatooine Mos Eisley Underground level 1, Darth Vader's Castle Mustafar level 1. They give you those so you can win an award. This was under Star Wars individual display, Star Wars building, or Star Wars individual display. Here are all of my bricks that I've been kind of amassing over time. I did give to charity, so I got a little bit of a charity brick. BrickWorld 2023, 2024. I volunteered twice. It is a recognized AFOL event. Shy Time is my time. Shout out to you for getting his brick. I probably should have asked him for his other brick. He has the Sitting on a Stoop brick. Make sure to check out his Sitting on the Stoop podcast. Available wherever you are. I Heart Brick link, and then my old new attendee brick. And I've created this little stand. I need to jazz it up, I think, a little bit. Why not? Why not have fun with it? Then the parts draft. Maybe I'll do a separate video on parts draft. So I spent a total of $30, and we'll have to see what I got. What I would say is that I targeted certain parts. I did lose out on a couple that I would have really liked, but in the end I feel like I did really well. In fact, in my mock I took a couple of the parts and used them already. And then one thing I should is the shout out. I forget who the Lego Master was. Oh, Casey McCoy. So it's KCRMCCOY Casey McCoy. And you could see him at Instagram or looks like he's got, I don't know if it's a Flickr or what it is, but this is the official Casey McCoy. I would say, he was really nice. I think he made a ton of these, by the way, and I don't know if he had help. These are some really awesome bricks. I almost feel like I'm not going to be able to break this down, even though this is really awesome. This is just really phenomenal when you look at it. Take it apart. How did he do some of this stuff? Wow, he used some really cool. It's just that the use of depth and everything. He created this little TV stand, and I really appreciate it. I didn't really receive too many. Like, people leave like little stickers and tiles and different things for builds that they like. I don't know if he felt bad for me, so he left this. Maybe he knew somehow in some form or fashion that I was a newer displayer and hadn't recognized me, and then I did multiple builds and nobody put anything, and so he was going to recognize me, and I really appreciate that. So big shout out to Casey. He is the previous brick master of BrickWorld Chicago. This year they announced another master. I think it was I'm trying to remember if it was the person who built, I think, I don't want to butcher it. I'll butcher it. But I know he was one of the large display brick masters. So now he has to build, this is essentially these Gutnicks, which are little giveaways for that everybody puts around in the different displays. I originally had designed my own, but most of them were like really small, except for until this one, and then I felt bad. I don't know why I got a little weird about it, but giving these away, I was just a little shy, but I really should have, and maybe I should have been strategic with it and put it with people who knew who I am, and just kind of gave this as an appreciation, and maybe they would post. I don't know. I don't know what my motivation was, but I created these. Maybe I'll do a bunch more and actually give them out this time next year. So I'll save these up for next year. These are little Journal of the Scots logos in brick. I had opened up, I think part of it was I felt bad. I was running out of parts making these things. I mean, there are some valuable parts in here. That's kind of like, maybe these are too big to give away. I'm so cheap. There's some more of them. One thing I did do as part of my mocks is I actually did put this in one of my mocks. I really should do that. That was a really nice inclusion, putting that in the mock. So that was fun. So I built these while I had some downtime. Here's the badges. I have the last 2 years of badges in here. I think they revealed the badge color can be different. Here's slightly different each year. You know, BrickWorld. They keep putting my name on there. I really wanted to put the my handle on here so people know who I am. Because they're just like, oh, it's Scott. Cool. And they just kind of move on, right? It's like, it's really hard. One of the things I find when you're going solo is that people stick to their lugs. They stick to people they really know. They have already prearranged. I'm not much of a planner, so I didn't prearrange a lot. So maybe that's a miss on my part. But all in all, that wraps up BrickWorld Chicago. It was such a phenomenal experience. Probably the only thing that didn't happen that was a little weird was that normally you get a set when you come in, and then this year they kind of did it in a giveaway, and they would message you in the app, and I never received anything, even though there was like, I think something like 1,500 sets or something like over 1,000 sets they were giving away, and I still didn't receive one. That's kind of weird. Slight bummer, you know, but then again, it is what it is. So, you know, apparently they'll be saving some of them for next year. So with that is all for this episode of Journal Entry, the final official review decompression of BrickWorld Chicago. So thank you. We'll catch you on another episode of Journal Entry. Bye for now. BrickWorld Chicago.